Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kenzie, and today we're going to be talking about the simplistic things in life that are very overlooked. So let's jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is that we are living. Like, we are physically living. Right now, I'm breathing, I'm talking, you're breathing, you're talking, you can hear, listen, all that stuff. Like, you're literally watching me through a phone. You're touching the phone, you can feel the phone. We're living. Like, we have thoughts and feelings, and either if you're sensitive or you're not sensitive, like, we're all the same but very different. And we're all breathing. And not necessarily we have to think about breathing, you know? Like like I'm breathing. Like, I'm living. I have the breath of life in me. You have the breath and life of you. Like, we're living, breathing. Like, just that alone is amazing. We don't have to think about breathing. We're not like gasping for air every second of the day and we're like, oh, we got to go find some air. Like, that's not something that's like that we talk about. Like, no one talks about that they're actually breathing and living. Like, if you just take a moment and focus on your breath, that it's actually like going in and going out. Like, your lungs are, I forget the word for it. They're expanding. Oh, expanding and contracting, I think it's what it's called. But like, that's actually happening. Like, the lungs inside of us, y'all know the diagram, it's inside of us. Like, they fill with air and then they go out. But we don't have to think about that. We don't have to think about it. Like, isn't that just so cool? Like, we don't have to worry about it. And it's like, we all have eyes. Like, I have two eyes, you have two eyes. It's not like I have an eye here and you have an eye here. Like, we all have like the same design, if that makes sense. Like, even though we might look different, we're all the same. And we all have two, like, whether you have one color that's blue, one color that's brown, if we have brown, green, blue, gray, I don't know what color eyes you have, but we all have the same physical makeup. And the fact that we have eyes, that they're little squishy things in our head, like, they're sensitive. Like, if you get something like an eyelash in your eye, you're gonna feel it, and we all like try to get it out of there. But it's like, our eye knows that there's something in there. It sends a signal to the brain, but then it's like, it starts squinting and you're like, okay, I just need to hold it shut because there's something in my eye. Like, what's it trying to tell you? Yeah, there's something in your eye, you gotta get it out. But like, wow, like, it knows. And then like, once you get it out, it's like, wow, I'm relieved. But then that thought of, wow, I'm relieved, kind of like fades away, and then like, you don't think about it. But your eye is incredible. Like, it's connected to the, I think it's connected to your brain. But it's like these two little squishy balls in your head are able to see color, see, like, make out images, and they're like way better than a camera. Like, you're looking at me through a camera, maybe it's not even the best quality, but it's like, I can look at the camera right now and it's so crisp. I can make out the lenses, like, even the light that's looking at me. Like, there's like, I can see everything so clear, and it's so amazing. And like, there's lenses over your eye to protect your eye. Like, oh my goodness, like, that gives me like almost like goosebumps, because it's like, wow, like, your eyes are so incredible, but no one talks about it. Then we move to our nose. And it's like, you can breathe with just your nose. And then if one side's locked up, good thing you got a spare, because then you can breathe through this side of your nose. And there's little hairs in your nose that like can, I think it, like, they block out things from going in, you know? And it's like, wow. Even the hairs on your nose have a purpose. It's not just there to make you look weird and have hairs, nose hair sticking out. Like, it's not just for look. Like, it's literally there for a purpose. But nose hair is like looked down on, like, ew, you got nose hair. But it's like, the nose hair is amazing. You might be thinking, ew, Kenzie, that's not right. No one likes nose hair. But it's like, your nose hair is so awesome. Your nose hair is incredible. There's like how many nose hairs in your nose? I couldn't tell you. But like they keep out the things. Like if you're walking through like maybe like if you're walking on the sidewalk and there's like a big cotton tree, it's not gonna go straight into your nose and then like oof, like your nose hairs will block it out and then maybe you'll sneeze because you got too much stuff going on up there. It's like our nose can smell things. Like we know when something smells really good or really bad. Like you guys can't really see it, but I have a candle back there and it's like you can smell it. Like you're like, wow, this smells great. Or you're like, absolutely not. Like the cinnamon candles, no way for me. But like a nice fresh beachy candle, get me on it. I love those things. I just love smelling like the coast. But it's like I know that and you know what you like to smell. Like good food or like just trash. Like no one wants to smell trash. But it's like you can decipher what smells good and bad. But like how do we do that? We just do it because we do it, you know? Like there's no like no one talks about it. Just like the whole video, like simplistic things no one talks about. No one talks about your nose hairs, your nose, the fact that it's actually working. And then like when it's not and you're sick and you're stuffed up, you kind of miss the feeling that you had when you weren't sick. And it's like, shoot, this kind of stinks. But it's like when you get it back, you are appreciative for like maybe like 10 minutes, like, wow, I can breathe again. But then it goes away. And the same thing with your mouth. Like your tongue has, I don't even know how many taste buds on there, but like they're little bumps. And if you burn your tongue, man, good luck. Because that, you can't taste anything, first of all. Or I mean, at least for me. And then it's like always irritated. But it's like you actually burned your taste buds. Like you burned them. You drank a coffee too hot. But it's like you burned them and then it takes a second for them to go back to normal. But it always goes back to normal unless you like severely burned yourself. But like it always does. Your body heals itself. And that's just your mouth. And then like there's the sweet, the salty, and something else though. But it's like we can taste things. Like we can physically taste things. And like when COVID came around and people couldn't taste, like it kind of almost put it in perspective. Like wow, like I can't taste my orange juice. Or like when you're brushing your teeth and then you go to drink orange juice and it's like absolutely not. Like this tastes terrible. But like just your tongue alone is so cool. But then you have your teeth. And these break down food, you know, make it so that you can swallow it. And it's like they're sharp, but they're not too sharp where you're like I can bite my tongue, but it's not like I'm not thinking. Like when you don't think about biting your tongue and then you bite your tongue, it hurts. But when you're thinking about it and you bite your tongue, it doesn't hurt. But like why? Like I could bite it down really hard, but it doesn't like hurt. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not thinking about it, and then when it does happen, I actually bite it harder than I would when I'm thinking about it. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. But like your mouth is so cool. You have saliva. Like where does saliva come from? Like I wrote down here like we can feel things. Like this pen right now is super smooth and I know that. Like our brain, like when you touch something, say you're touching something hot, like you burn yourself on the pan, you're taking it out of the oven, like it almost like for me it takes a second. Like and then I'm like, "Oh wow, like I'm touching this pan. It's hot. It's 400 degrees." And it sends the signal to our brain to let us know like, "Ow, hot, hot, hot." Put it down. And then our skin like gets inflamed. Like it's red, it's burning and like it's like ow, like ow, it makes me hurt because like it happened just the other day where I burned myself and it's like wow, like that's a sensation, like a very painful sensation, but that's a sensation that like signals from your hand to your brain, but it's like communicating with each other, but it's not like you're thinking about it, but you are, if that makes sense. Like you've got tons of neurons and tons of like, I don't even know what the word is, but like there's so much going on in your body just when you burn yourself. It's not just like one neuron's like, okay, gonna go back through and then tell myself that I'm burning. Like it's not a slow process. It's very quick. And just that very quick moment, like, ow, I burned myself, that alone is amazing. Like like if we start talking about our brain now, like our brain is like this mushy little thing in our head. How can it like store more memory than my phone has right now? Like how, like our brain is amazing. It's so intricate and so weird. It's like you have like your short-term memory, your long-term memory, like your like we can store things in our brain way better than a computer can. Like our brains alone are way more complex. They're so like our like scientists today can like look at a brain and tell you all the parts of it, but it's like, do they really know how amazing it is that we have a brain? Like it's not just a little pludgy thing in your head. Like it was created, but it's like that is the powerhouse to our body. If our brain goes, we're done. Like that's who we are, and if you lose that, like what the heck? But like no one, like you can like literally be doing the dishes not thinking. Like our brain is thinking right now. I'm thinking of what I'm going to say to you behind a screen. Like it's telling me, like it's so weird when you think about it like that. Like your brain's running yourself. Like I'm like moving my hands, but it's like my brain saying, okay, move my pointer, move my middle, move my ring finger and my pinky. Like it's like I'm telling myself to do it, but then I'm like not, because I don't know how to do it. My body just knows how to do it. And it's like we all take this thing for granted, like movement, breathing, like seeing, tasting, feeling, all this stuff we take for granted. We don't talk about it. We don't understand and like appreciate it. Like it's so amazing just what our body does alone. And then like we all like look the same. Like we all have the same physical makeup. We have two eyes, one nose, one set of lips, two ears, two arms, two legs, 2 feet, 10 toes. Like, I mean, that's like the basic makeup of everyone, unless like you were born with 6 toes, like stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But like, it's so like, it's when you talk about a design, like when you're looking at, say, your house, it's like, you're not gonna think, oh, it just appeared, like no one made it, it just was there. No, obviously someone made it. Like people were putting together, putting in screws, painting the house. Like obviously someone made the house, right? And then you go to think like outside of that yourself. Like we're all a design. We all have spirals or some sort of like unique fingerprint, but we all look the same. But it's like, who made us? Like, what? We didn't just come together because of some big bang. Like, that's just a theory. There's all these theories out there. But if you take a look at the Bible, let's go to Genesis because it literally says it right here. Hold on. This is the King James Version, by the way. But it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. So, like, just that part, like, you can, like, this is literally God breathed breath. I think that's how they put it. But, like, this is our manual from God. Like this is inspired by the Holy Spirit. Like if you look at that one picture where the Bible's open and you see like the rainbow kind of thing, but it's like cross references from, I think it's like 3 or 4 different continents at many different times, and they all like correlate. The like this is the most intricate book, like obviously because it's like inspired by the Holy Spirit, inspired by God to give you, to show you and tell you how, like what, like this is our manual. And if you just take a, like if we just read the first line, like come on, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, like come on, this is our creator, God. He created us. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And then if you like go, I think it's in Genesis. Here. Okay, if we go in Genesis, I highlighted it because I'm in the book of Genesis right now. Genesis 1:26, he says, "Then God said, let us make man in our image according." Okay, this part right here is totally like sidetrack. It says, "Let us make man in our image." Like, who's God talking to, right? Like, why would he use a plural right here? Let us. This right here is totally the Trinity. Let us. God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus. Like the Trinity. Like, let us make man in our image. Like, he's the creator of everything. Like, he designed all of us. And we look like, let us make man in our image. Like, that is so amazing. And then he said, according to our likeness, let him have dominion over the fish over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Like, we're created. Obviously, right? Our eyes, how intricate they are. Our nose, our mouth, our whole body, our heart. It's pumping. We don't think about pumping our heart, right? Like, it just does it. Pump, 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 pump. And you know if you have an irregular heartbeat or if your blood pressure's high, like we have a heart, and it brings us back to life. Like, if you're I don't even know what a situation is, but you're in the ambulance and they need to like pump you back. They use those electric shot, like the electric pads, they pump your heart, like the blood, like, oh, this gives me like shivers, because like the blood is life. Like, Jesus's blood is life, but our blood gives us life. Like, if we bled out, like, we'd be dead because there's no like blood running through us. But like, when we're super cold, like our fingertips, like it starts to, like, we lose the blood flow from there, right? And it's like, but if we go inside, it's like we warm up. It's like, oh man, I can feel the blood going through my body right now. Like if you look close, you can see the veins in your hands. Like, it goes, like, I'm telling you, this is so exciting, because it's like, we don't have to think about pumping our blood. Like, okay, let's get it down through our legs, in through the muscles, through the bones. Like, we don't got to think about any of it. Isn't that amazing? Like, it's one less thing that we got to worry about on this earth, living this life. Like, God took care of it. He took care of our breath. We don't have to think about our breath. We don't have to think about pumping our blood. Like, and you know what's amazing? It just came to my head. Like, when you get a cut on yourself, it's like, it hurts for a moment and it's open, but then like your body like stitches itself back together. Like, it heals itself. Like, our white blood cells go, I think that's what it is. Our white cells go to the infected area and like try to like rebuild itself. Like, whoa, hold on. Like, no one thinks about it. No one thinks about how our body is so amazing. It's so intricate. Like, literally, like when I was saying I burnt myself, like, it's gone. Like, the pain's gone. Like, thank the Lord that it's gone, because if I was constantly feeling that pain, no. No, 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 couldn't do it. But like, there's so much worse pain out there. Like, you get in a crash or something and you break your leg, you break your arm, and you kind of have cuts all over yourself. But it's like, maybe, I don't know how long it takes to recover from that, but like, your body wants to heal itself. Like, you'll go into surgery and they'll like try to like put it back together and you'll have a cast, but like, your body's doing all the work, man. Like, the like we're so lucky to have doctors that are willing to like go into the body and like know how things work and put us back together, but like our body decides whether it's going to accept or reject it. Like that's so like our body knows, like that's so weird. That's so weird. Like it's not like we get an open wound and that's it. We're open forever. Like that's not what it is, and that's pretty cool that our body can do that. But it's like you think about all of that. It's like how amazing our bodies are. Obviously, we have a creator. And guess what? Got some good news for you. The creator wants to get to know you because guess what? You see all the hair on my head right here? I don't know how many hairs I have on my head. Do you know how many hairs on your head? You're not going to sit there and like count everyone. But guess what? You know who knows how many hairs that are on your head? Totally mess it up. You know who does have you know who no You know who knows how many hairs on your head? God. God does, because guess what? He created you in your mother's womb. He created you in there. He knows you. He knows everything about you. He knows how many times you blinked in your entire life. Like, he knows every single thought that goes in and out of your head. He knows you. He knows you from before you were even created. Like, he knows who you are before you were even created. And he wants to get to know you and have a relationship with you. Like, literally the creator of everything. The creator of us. Everyone around you. The creator of everyone. Everything. Everything. Wants to have a relationship with you because he loves you. And he loves you so much that he sent Jesus, his only son, to come down here to get brutally beaten and tortured and hung up on a cross. Like, do you even know how painful that is? Like, I just was talking about getting cuts in your hand and how bad that hurts and getting burned. Jesus was hung on a cross, and he was hung through with nails between his hands and like through his ankles, and it's like you it like makes me want to throw up because it's like, wow, that's painful. You can't even like stand or like flex anything without feeling pain. Like, all your body weight is on the nails. Like, ow. Like, I don't even want to think about it because it hurts so bad to think our God had to suffer through the worst pain ever just because he loves us. Just because he loves us. Do you understand that? Do you understand that he loves us? He loves us because he would do anything for us. He literally died for us on the cross and rose again. He said it. He said, I'm going to die because of man. But then again, 3 days later, I'm going to rise and like, I'm going to rise up from the dead. And then no one believed him. No one understood. Like, the disciples were like, they were like, not scared, but they didn't really want to ask him what that meant at the time when he was living. Like, they didn't really, like, it was kind of like, well, what does he mean by this? And then he was actually hung on the cross, and they couldn't believe it when he rose again. Like, you know that Jesus was only on the earth, what, 2000, it's 24 now, so 2024 years ago. Like, and you think, like, I was just, like, you think that's such a long time ago, but it's not. It's not. But even then, you know what I just did there? I was thinking. Were you thinking? Isn't that amazing? It just makes me so giddy inside because it's like, wow. We are given this life. And yes, it's hard sometimes. It's really hard. And we all go through our thing. But those things that we're going through is our chance to kind of question ourselves. Like, when I was at the lowest point of my life and I was like feeling so alone, like, I questioned, not that I questioned, like, I questioned things. Like, why am I here? Like, I didn't understand the depth. I never understood the depth of me, who I was, like as a living being, human being, sorry, not living, but yeah, I mean living, but living human being. Like before I was saved, I never really thought much of anything. Like I never really, like I knew I had a heart, I knew I had a brain, but I never was like so breathtaken by it. Like we are literally living. We are living, and I can't stress it enough. Like if you don't believe in God, you don't believe in a creator, take a look at yourself. Do you realize how amazing you are? There's billions of atoms inside of you that make you up. Like there's veins, blood, neurons, like there's things going on in your brain right now telling you like you can speak. Like how do we know how to speak and interpret and understand? Like take a look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror right now and look how beautiful you are. Look how handsome you are. Like it's truly amazing what our bodies are. And there's bones in here. Do you know that in the human ear there are the three of the most tiniest ears in your whole body? And I believe I was watching a documentary. I believe that they either, what's it called, like are the vibrations in your ear so that they can actually hear and send signals to the brain. I think that's what those three bones do. But bones, like if you didn't have those three little tiny bones in your ear, do you what, like your ear wouldn't work? I don't think. Don't quote me on this because I'm not like a scientist or a human body thing, but like those little three bones in your ear, like are you kidding me? Like, so a little bit about myself. I had ear surgery when I was very young. I had three ear surgeries. My eardrum collapsed, but the doctors were able to rebuild my eardrum. Rebuild it. And now I can hear. Like I don't need hearing aids. But thank the Lord they were able to do that because like I don't want a hearing aid, and like I just always dreaded it every time I went in for surgery. Like I always knew like if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to get I just totally blanked on the hearing aid, not ear, hearing aid. But it's like, yeah, like the doctors, like I feel like they know how everything works, but they don't think deeper. It's like they don't know, like I don't know, I don't even know how to put it into words. Like literally simplistic things that are overlooked. Even the most complicated things, like I don't know how to re-put my ear together, but the doctors do. But they don't look past that. Like they know how to do it, and they're very like, okay, let's get this done. This bone's called this. This one does this. Like this is how we put it together. But it's like, do you look farther than that? Do you know like every like it's like they're training themselves to do it. Like these, like we all have the three bones in our ears. We all have the eardrum. We all have the little hairs in our ears. Like the doctors are trained on doing each procedure. Like it's all like the same for every person. But like they do you not think deeper than that? Like do you not like question, wow, like this is amazing. Like there's billions and billions of people on this earth, and we're all pretty much the same. Like we're all pretty much the same. And it's just so weird to think about that we're all the same. And we're all going through our little thing in life. But we're all created. Every single person is created. It's not like you're an accident and you're not supposed to be here. No, you have a purpose on this earth. And the purpose is found in Jesus. That's where I found my purpose. Before that, literally, I could care less about the like all the simplistic things. Everything. Like I didn't look deeper. I'm asking you, if you're watching this video, Look deeper. Look deeper. Like, stop thinking about the stupid little things that are going on every single day. Gotta go to work. Gotta feed my dog. Like, take a look at yourself in the mirror. Like, you are so amazing. And God created you to look this way, to, like, be this way, have the certain hair color, eye color. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you are created. And if you take a look at His creation, you yourself, and take a look and discover how amazing and how intricate and complicated you are, like, it's not just surface level thinking. Like, He has a purpose for every single thing that goes on in your body. It's just like if we were like this much closer to the sun, we would burn. But if we were this much closer away from the sun, we would freeze. Like, there would be no life. Do you understand? Like, that's what our bodies are like. If one thing was off, no, it wouldn't work. But literally, the Lord knows what He's doing. It's not, He's just God. And that's what it is. God, God, God. Like, take a look and open up a Bible. Before I was saved, I never opened up a Bible. But now, having been saved and having the Holy Spirit help teach me and, like, let me understand that His creation is amazing. Like, take a look and read it. Like, I challenge you to read the book of Genesis, because this is literally where He says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. If you want to understand and have that deeper level of thinking, like, ask the whole, like, pray, like, Father, God, like, even if you don't know Him, or if you do know Him, say, please show me who you are. Like, I want to get to know you. Is this real? Like, just by looking at yourself, He is real. Like, His creation is a witness to all of us to show us He is real. Like, He is so real. Just like I said, there's no house without a builder. Right? Like, take a look at yourself. You're the house. Who built you? He did. And He loves you. So I challenge you guys, just take a deeper look. Like, we can't keep living this simplistic life where we don't try to take it. Like, it's not about, we focus on things that don't mean anything. Like, take a look deeper and ask yourself those questions. Y'all know what the questions are. What's your purpose? Why am I here? Am I created? Who's the creator? Like, take a look deeper. This is way more than just going to work and making money and having a good life, being a good person. Guess what? No one's good. No one on this earth is good, because there is no line for good. Where's the line? You murdered someone? Oh no, you're too bad. You can't go to heaven. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. There's no measure of good. You can't measure good, right? Like, literally ask yourself these questions. That's what I did. Ask the questions. You don't know, ask. Don't just keep living your life thinking, oh, lollies and rainbows. Like, come on. Like, I'm telling you this with this serious. Like, this is serious. This is not just a game. Like, I love you. Even though I don't know you, even though you're through a phone, I love you. You're amazing. You're beautiful. You're handsome. Like, God created you. He created you to be in this time, at this moment, either watching this video or doing, like, in the position that you are. He created you for a purpose. And He loves you. So ask those questions. Because life is more than just being simple. Life is so much more. Like, we are living. We are breathing. Like, thank you, Jesus, for waking me up this morning and for giving me life and for giving me a purpose. I have found my purpose in Him. Like, He's my Father, and He gives me goosebumps. Like, He gives me joy. He gives me this personality of being outgoing and wanting to spread the good news, spread the gospel, because He is amazing. He changed my life completely around. I'm telling you. You wouldn't have known me before I was a believer. You wouldn't have. You would have been like, nope, not the same person, because it wasn't. Like, I'm telling you, you gotta look deeper. You gotta think deeper. You got to. Like, you got to think deeper. This life can't be so simple. There's nothing simple, right? Nothing is that easy. But God is easy. I'm telling you. When you find your purpose in Him, it changes everything. You have like an appreciation for yourself. Like, I appreciate my body. And before, it's like, oh, I'm insecure about my body. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. Let me change my hair color. Oh, that girl's a little prettier than I am. Like, it's not that. Like, stop. Think deeper. Think deeper, girl. Think deeper, boy. Like, it's not this. It's not so superficial. Like, I can't stress that enough. I'm going to keep saying it. It's not superficial. Like, it's so amazing. Everything. And I just pray, whoever you are through the phone, that you really like look at yourself in the mirror and look how amazing you are. Our bodies are so amazing. And I pray that the Lord speaks to you through this video, through your body, and shows you how amazing it is. Gives you revelation, gives you just joy, comfort, peace, happiness. Father, I just pray that this person is just embraced by you. Give them what they need. Show them, open their hearts up to you. That their heart isn't hardened, Father. Thank you for giving me my body. Thank you for giving me everything. My eyes, my nose, my mouth, my ears, feeling, touch, that I don't have to worry about breathing, like my heart pumping, my brain, everything, Father. You are amazing, and thank you for everything. Thank you so much. And I pray that you touch this person through the phone, believer or not. He loves you. He wants a relationship with you, and you are amazing. So thank you so much for watching this video today, and I hope and pray that it reached you today and taught you a little bit something, made you look deeper, dig a little deeper, and I hope to see you next time.